Hello and welcome to British English with Alexandre. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thanks for watching that video. Today we're going to be talking about another unit of British English grammar. We're talking about Unit 30. This is about verb and ing forms and infinitives 1. So, before we get started, please, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel, share the content, and like it if you want to. Okay, without any further ado, let's move on with our series. Today, we're talking about verb and the ing form, or ing forms and the infinitives 1. Okay, let's get started. This is section A. Here we talk about this aspect. Okay, getting started. Some verbs can be followed either by an object plus ing or a possessive plus ing with a similar meaning, although the possessive plus ing form is usually considered to be rather formal. For example, I resented Tom winning the prize. You resented what? I resented Tom winning the prize. More formally, it would be like, I resented Tom's winning the prize. For colloquialism or for informal spoken English, it's preferred to say, I resented Tom winning the prize, rather than I resented Tom's winning the prize. Tom's is the possessive form, which is quite formal, so we'd better say, I resented Tom winning the prize. Another example, Mia recalled him buying the book. Mia recalled him what? Buying the book. Mia recalled him buying the book. More formally would be like Mia recalled his buying the book, which is quite strange, it's quite formal. So we'd rather say Mia recalled him buying the book. This is the object plus ing rather than the possessive his. We say Mia recalled him. This is the object plus ing. Mia recalled him, buying, the verb to buy, followed by ing. Mia recalled him buying the book. Okay, we use that pattern with the verbs to detest, disapprove of, to disapprove of, or approve of. Notice that we say approve of or disapprove of, not to disapprove of, but or approve of, but disapprove of or approve of. It's connected to speech with the verbs to dislike or like, hate, to love, with the verbs to love, object to. Notice that in fast spoken English we don't say object to, but objector. So that final T usually is not pronounced because we've got another T sound at the initial of the preposition to or to. For example, instead of saying object to, we say objector, objector. Those detest, disapprove of, or approve of, like or dislike, hate, love, object to, those are disliking verbs or liking verbs. And also we've got forget, imagine, remember, think of. Those are thinking verbs. Forget, imagine, remember, think of, etc. Okay, moving on. Note that. Notice that we don't pronounce the final T. Note that. We almost don't pronounce that final T. Note, because it starts with another T. Note that. We only use a possessive form, Tom's, something, or his, here to talk about a person or group of people. For example, I remember the horse winning the race. We don't use the possessive if the horse is winning because it's about an animal. We use in that example. We're talking about a person, a group of people. I remember the horse winning the race. Okay, moving on. This is section B of the lesson. Some verbs can be followed by t plus ing, where t or to is a preposition. For example, she confessed to stealing the money. Again, she confessed. It ends with a final t sound, but we've got a subsequent t sound at the initial, at the beginning of the next word, the preposition to. So we practically don't pronounce that final t. So instead of she confessed to stealing the money, we in conversation you'd probably hear she confessed to stealing the money. Notice that she confessed to stealing the money. The word confess is already necessary to understand that it's in the past. So it's unnecessary to pronounce the final T. She confessed to stealing the money. This is all about connected speech. Another example, you don't object to working late tonight, do you? You don't object. Usually it's not pronounced you don't object to, but object. The stress of the word object, it's already sufficient. It's sufficient to identify the verb to object. So you normally say, you do normally hear, you don't object to working late tonight, do you? You don't object to working late tonight. Notice that we've got the t preposition, and after prepositions we generally put the ing form of the verb. She confessed to stealing the money, or you don't object to working late tonight, do you? After the preposition to, or even other prepositions, we generally use the ing form. Use that pattern also with the verbs to adapt it, to adjust, admit, look forward. What's the meaning of the phrasal verb to look forward? According to the Oxford Learners Dictionaries, look forward to is a phrasal verb. It means basically to be thinking with pleasure about something that is gonna happen because you expect it to enjoy it. For example, I'm looking forward to the weekend. Or you might look forward to doing something. For example, we're really looking forward to seeing you again. Okay, we've got also the phrasal verb to own up. Own up. According even to the Oxford Learners Dictionaries, own up. It means to admit that you're responsible for something bad or wrong. For example, I'm still waiting for someone to own up to the breakages. Or, why don't you just own up and hope she forgives you? Okay, moving on. And we also use that pattern with the verb to resort. You might resort to something. Now that these verbs can also be followed by t plus noun phrase. For example, she confessed to the crime. She confessed to what? To the crime. She confessed to the crime. She committed a crime. So she was asked by the police and she confessed to the crime. She confessed to the crime. Another example, you don't object to the work, do you? You don't object to the work, do you? You don't object to the work, do you? Moving on now to section C. So here we have other verbs can be followed by different prepositions plus ing. For example, by plus ing. This is a pattern. by plus ing with the verbs begin, close, and finish off or finish up. Finish off. What? Finish off. What does that mean? Finish off. Let's check that out. Finish off. Finish off means, this is an informal verb. It means to destroy somebody or something, especially somebody or something that is badly injured or damaged. For example, the hunter moved in to finish the animal off. It means to finalize, to finish off, and to finish up. Finish up. Let's check. Let's look that word up. Finish up, British English, to be in a particular state or at a particular place after a series of events. For example, if you're not careful, you could finish up seriously ill. Finish up and up. We also have to open or start off or start out. Let's check that word out. That phrasal verb start. Start off. What does that mean? Start off means to begin to move. For example, the horse started off at a steady trot. The horse started off at a steady trot. And also we've got start out. Start out. Start out. Start out, to begin to do something, especially in business or work. For example, to start out in business, she started out on her legal career in 2001. Another example, when the band started out, they couldn't afford much equipment. Okay, so we've got that pattern by plus ing with the verbs to begin, close, and finish off, finish up, open, start off, and start out. For example, can you begin by cleaning the floors and then do the windows? Can you begin by cleaning the floors and then do the windows? Or can you begin by cleaning the windows and then do the floors? Moving on. Another pattern with the preposition on plus ing, or on plus object plus ing, with the following verbs: to concentrate, count, depend, focus, insist, and rely. For example, Claire insisted on Jack wearing a suit to the party. Claire insisted on what? On who? Claire insisted on Jack. About what? Claire insisted on Jack wearing a suit to the party. Okay, moving on. Another pattern now with the preposition of plus ing, or of plus object plus ing, with the following verbs. For example, with the verbs to approve, hear, know, speak, talk, tell. For example, have you ever heard of anyone getting arrested for gossiping before? Have you ever heard of anyone getting arrested for gossiping before? I've never heard of anyone getting arrested for gossiping before. Have you ever heard about that? Have you ever heard of anyone getting arrested for gossiping before? I've never heard of anything like that. Okay, then we've got another example, another pattern with object plus the preposition from plus ing, with the verbs to deter, discourage, keep, prevent, prohibit, and stop. For example, the noise from next door prevented me from sleeping. The noise from next door prevented me from sleeping. I wasn't able to sleep due to the noise from next door. Okay, moving on to section D. Some verbs: feel, hear, notice, observe, overhear. Over here. I didn't want to hear, but I overheard. See, watch can be followed by an object and then either by an ing form or bare infinitive. But the meanings may be slightly different. Compare. I saw them playing football. I saw them playing football from my window. In that case, the ing of the verb to play indicates an action in progress. I saw them playing football from my window. From my window, I was able to see them playing football. Another example, I saw him smash the bottle. We use the bare infinitive smash. Not I saw him to smash, but I saw him smash the bottle. Bare infinitive indicates a completed action. I saw him smash the bottle. The bottle was smashed by him. I saw his action. And the result, which was the smashed bottle. Another example, I was able to watch them building the new car park from my office window. I was able to watch them building the new car park from my office window. The ing suggests that I watch it, but not from start to finish. I was able to watch them building the new car park from my office window. Now, I watched him climb through the window and then I called the police. In that case, the climb, not to climb, I watched him to climb, no, but I watched him climb through the window and then I called the police. The bare infinitive, in that case, suggests that I watched the whole action from start to finish. I watched the whole action. I watched him climb through the window, and then I called the police. Okay, moving on to the next section. This is section E. After the verbs there and help, so those particular verbs, there and help, we can use either a bare infinitive or to infinitive. For example, I was angry with him, but I didn't dare to say anything. Or we use it to. I was angry with him, but I didn't dare to say anything. Or we might say, I was angry with him, but I didn't dare say anything. We pronounce it, we read it without a ter. We can use it or not with the verbs to dare and help. Another example, we hope the Twitter campaign, I think it's now X. It's called X, the ancient Twitter. But okay, doesn't matter at all. We hope the Twitter campaign will help to raise awareness of the problem. We hope the Twitter campaign we hope the Twitter campaign will help to raise awareness of the problem. We might also say we hope the Twitter campaign will help raise awareness of the problem without it. Moving on. When there has an object, we can only use it to infinitive. Compare. I dared him to cross the river. Not I dared him cross. I dared him to cross the river because we've got an object. Here, we can only use it to infinitive. I dared him to cross the river. You dared him what? I dared him to cross the river. And I helped them to park. Or I helped them park. I helped them park. Or I helped them to park. Both ways are acceptable. Okay, moving on. After the verbs have, let, and make, we can use an object plus bare infinitive, but not to infinitive. Remember, object plus bare infinitive with the verbs have, let, and make. Moving on. For example, his exam results might make him work harder. His exam results might make him work harder. Or another example, I had Irena clean up her bedroom before I let her go out to play. I had Irena clean up her bedroom before I let her go out to play. And that brings us to the end of today's lesson. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something new. And I really believe that it's gonna be really useful so you can understand and improve your understanding of British English grammar in terms of pronunciation, in terms of construction of sentences in English, and how to to position yourself, how to structure your opinions and beliefs in English, constructing sentences and stuff like that. That's it today for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please, if you enjoyed the content, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel, share the content with your friends and English learners all over the world so we can keep up the work. That's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Cheers.